Good morning, year one, and welcome to our final week's maths for the year. So, today we're going to be looking at patterns, and you're going to be sorting and identifying different things and deciding by what you are separating them. So, we're going to be playing odd one out, and then you're going to have a look at some shapes and decide which are the odd ones out and which meet particular criteria. But before we do that, we've got our arithmetic starter. So get yourselves whiteboards, whiteboard pens, cubes, counters, counting beads, number squares, rulers, or whatever you use for counting on and back, and a whiteboard and a piece of paper to write your answers on. And when you're ready, we'll get going. Okay, so today, as usual, if you spot the pattern, spot the commutative law, you'll find these relatively easy. There are a few that have become a bit more challenging further on, and you need to watch for them. So, when you're ready, get started. And grown-ups, start the video again when you're ready to go for it. So, the first row we can do using number beads. 20, count out 20 number beads, which is all the beads. Take away 7, and you've got 13. Then we've got 13 plus 7, and now we're using the commutative, but if you were to use your number beads, you'd end up with all 20. Then 20 take away 13 gives you 7. 7 plus 13 is the opposite of 13 plus 7, so it gives you 20. 20 equals 13 plus something, but that's going to be 7. And then 7 plus 13 over the other side, again on your number beads, makes 20. Okay, so you could use a ruler now, or you could use a number square. So you've got 13, you count back 7, count back 13. So count back 10, that gives you 20. Count back another 3, that gives you 17. Now we know that that's 17. 13 plus 17 makes 30. 13 plus 17 still makes 30. 30 equals 17 plus 13. And 30 minus 17 equals 13. Now this is where it gets tricky. It's changed to 7. So you could count back 7 from 30. Well, you might have spotted the fact that the 7 is 10 less than the 17 means that 13 needs to be 10 more, so it becomes 23. Okay, 45 minus something equals 27. Well, again, number square. Count back from 45, 20. So that's 25. Count back another 7, and that is 18. And as if to confirm it, we know that the next number I equals 18, so that must be 27. We know that we had 18 to 27 to get 45. This is the tricky one in this lot. It's 35 and 45. So what is the difference between 35 and 45? It's 10 less. So we need to take 10 away from the 18 to become 8. And then this is 18, and this last one is tricky again. It's changed, and it's 28. Okay, so now onto your last pattern. Now that is lots and lots of 10 bars. So 30, take 130, counting back until you reach 90. That's going to be 40. Once we've got that, 40, 90 plus 40 equals 130, 130 equals 40 plus 90, 13 minus 90 equals 40, and it's up to you what you use, but I'm going to go with 30 and 40 as my last sum, 130 and 40. You could use this by using ones and then multiplying by 10 at the end as well, which would involve putting the 0 on and moving everything across. But that's more of a year 2 technique. Okay, so well done year 1, and now we're moving on to the main part of the lesson. Have a look at these pictures. Which one's the odd one out, do you think? And try to tell your grown-up why. And grown-ups, there's lots of different answers to this. I'm going to go through 2 or 3, but then I'm going to hold the next few slides up and let you decide, and let your child decide what the answer is. As long as it makes sense, they're right. So pause the video now and have a think. Okay, so I would say there's a number of different ways you could sort this. First one is the hawk and the owl have both got wings, or the hawk and the owl are both birds and the otter is a mammal. Another option, though, is the hawk and the otter both eat fish. Owls don't, or at least this particular owl doesn't. Another option would be otter's got 4 legs, birds have got 2 legs. And another one would be, well, it's up to you. There's lots and lots of different permutations. So let's have a look at the next one. So you've got a deer, a moose, and a fox. Try to decide what the odd one out is and why with this one. Until you're grown up. And grown-ups, when you're ready, move on to the next slide. Okay, and here's the last one of this section. Think about all the different ways that these things have in common and which one is the odd one out. And particularly, year one, if you can, have a think about the words herbivore and carnivore. Herbivore eats plants, carnivores eat meat. Okay, I bet you've come up with some brilliant explanations for that. Let's have a look at our next slide. Oh, a bit of phonics. Which one of these 4 words is the odd one out and why? Tell you grown up. Okay, so I'll just have a think and give you a few options here. 3 of the words end in ed. 3 of the words have D, E and R in, even Dree does. 1 of the words is an alien word. 1 of the words is a name and has a capital letter. 3 of the words end in ed. Those are all different ways that different words become the odd one out. Okay, and then our last question. Which is the odd one out and why? So again, I'll give you a few answers, but you could have completely different ones. 5 and 10 are both in the 5 times table. They're both multiples of 5. You count them on. 10 and 12 are both in the 2 times table, or they're both even numbers. So 5 would be the odd one out then. 10 and 12 are both 2-digit numbers, so 5 would be the odd one out. So there's just a few examples. If you've got one of your own, that's absolutely brilliant. So that's the main task today, but I've got another challenge. Now this is from the Unrich website. Sarah and Will were sorting some picture shapes on cards. I'll collect the circles, says Sarah. There's lots of those. I'll take the red ones, answered Will. I like red. So what I want you to do is have a go at how many different ways you can find to sort these cards. Sorry, hang on. Sorry, we'll go back a step. Sorry about that. So can you see the cards they will both want? And here are the pictures of the cards they have. How many cards could they have each? So have a go at that. If you want, you can number them, or you can point to them, or you can draw them and colour them. It's not a problem. They don't have to be accurately drawn. And then, when you've done that, if you want to, as a final challenge for today, have a think about how many different ways you could sort the cards. And can you see any cards that are the same as other cards and explain how they are the same? So for example, there's 3 triangles, there's 2 blue triangles, those will be the same in some ways. There's 2 yellow triangles that are the same size and same shape. It's up to you to explain how they are the same. Okay, they can either be completely the same or have one criterion in common. Okay, and that's the end of today's maths lesson.